Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and I'm coming back at you with another Wargaming and Miniature store update. Normally we do these monthly. I wanted to do this one just a little early because I had just received my SPQR redemption order in, and I wanted to announce the fact that I got them in and that I've already started reading the rules. Here, let me get some of this out of the way. This was one of the bundles. So here's the SPQR revised edition rule book. I will be going over this later today on camera and kind of reading it and giving you my thoughts. I noticed that there's only a few differences. There's really not that many differences in the rules. The differences are major. They could have put those differences, because there's only a few of them, they could have put those differences out as a FAQ, but or not an FAQ, like an errata, but instead they decided to go ahead and redo the entire book, which I appreciate that because new players that come into it are going to get this new revised edition book, and they won't have this extra sheet or a download or a website they have to go to get an errata. So I think that's very strong on their part, and I also respect Warlord Games even more for giving away these free books. Now they're not free. You have to order a box set of miniatures, but the cost of the rule book is offset by getting free miniatures. So I think that was I'm without words. I think that is super strong. So this is an update of my store. I have these in now, so start to look for in the next day or two some postings for some SPQR miniatures still in their boxes. Okay, I have them like down here. I've got some, SPQR brand new in the box miniatures, and it's going to show on the posting that you will also receive a rule book free of charge included with that order. One per household, one per customer until supplies last, because I only have 5 of them. Actually, I have 6, but I'm keeping one. You already knew that one because of reasons, right? So basically, there's 6 different core troop types, right? There's Caesarian legionaries, there's the Dacian nobles, the Gallic warriors, the Germanic warriors, Macedonian hoplites, I think. Yeah, the Pesirotolois, or whatever they're called, and the nope, that's it. Okay, maybe the Imperial Legionaries. I'll have to see what the actual what the actual numbers of them are. But if you order one of those box sets on my eBay store, just it'll say just put a comment in there that you want the SPQR revised edition book, and if you order all my box sets, I'm still only going to send you one revised rule book. If you put an order in for one of these box sets and then I send you a revised book, and then 2 weeks later you buy another box set and you ask for a revised edition, I'm gonna not send it to you. So just be aware. It's one per customer, one per household. Okay, so those are in, and I'm excited about that. That's part of the store. Okay, also part of the store is my 19th century order from Old Glory 15. They that should be in any day now because they shipped it. And once I get those in, some of those miniatures are going to be on the store. I think I ordered some ancients. Right, this is why. I ordered some ancient models in 15 millimeter because I was going to do those up for Hail Caesar. And then, so what that's going to do, it's going to allow me to take my personal collection of ancients in 28 millimeter and keep what I'm going to use for SPQR, but I'm going to be able to unload the rest of them on the store. So those will be on the store, believe it or not, my personal ancient collection. Okay, this is all. I was actually able to get a King Tiger in, so that's exciting. I'm going to put that on the store. As well as an Opal Blitz, Multier, and a bunch of, like I said, a bunch of these SPQR models are going to go on there. Okay. Couple of things for the store. Couple of things. Okay, I still haven't got my Victrix order in yet. Believe it or not, that's pending. They said they shipped it on the 3rd, so I'm waiting for that. I do have a bunch of Gates of Antares models that I have not put on the store. If that's something you're interested in, if you've been following my channel and you think you are interested in some Gates of Antares models, let me know. I've been holding on to them. I'm not painting them and putting them up. You'll also might have noticed I put some castle models up. I have some of these like 6 to 10 millimeter knick-knack castles, that you can get made of porcelain, pre-painted. And I bought those years ago. These are also for my personal collection. I bought them years ago to use during 15 millimeter war games like Napoleon's battles, specifically for Napoleon's battles. Because in Napoleon's battles, you take a little box about 3 inches by 3 inches or so, and that is what's called a town sector. And you would place that on the table. And then when you occupy, and then you put a building on top of it. And then when you occupy it, you just pull the building up, you put your miniatures inside or on that little 3x3 plate. And you keep the building next to it or something like that. So, and these castles would fit perfectly inside of a 3x3 town sector. Some people would take 3x3s and then they would take a multitude of 6 millimeter buildings and put them in there because it represents a whole bunch of buildings, not just one large building. So you can put 15 millimeter buildings in there because then they would represent, or they would be the same scale as the troops, but it doesn't represent one building. But you could do it to make it look good or whatever. But that's why I bought those castles. I bought them mainly just to be put inside these boxes, inside those little 3x3s, to make it, and they were pre-painted, and they're beautiful looking. I mean, they're great. I had to take them off the shelf and wash them and clean them and stuff like that, but they look really good. Okay, so yeah, I think I ordered some 15 millimeter Ancients, but I thought I ordered a few other figures that I was going to put on the store. I'm not sure, but if you want me to start carrying Old Glory models for the store, even if you just want them in the bag, Old Glory models, if that's something you want, let me know, because I can do that. I can order those and then put them on the store, and might be able to put them up at a discount. So if you're thinking about ordering them from Old Glory already, just let me know. I can do that. I got a bunch of box sets in specifically to paint and put on the store. I got some Americans. I got another Band of Brothers, but maybe that's an older one. But I did get some Germans. I got some Africa Corps. I got some Romans. And I was going to, and I'm in the middle of painting some Americans. This is something I wanted to share with you as part of my story. I started assembling these Americans 5 days ago. Yeah, 5 days ago. It took me, and this is why you see a bunch of metal sitting right here. Just bear with me. These are plastic Warlord games, easy to assemble. There's only a couple of parts. You got an arm and an arm. You got a weapon. You got a head, backpack. And then I've got like butt packs and canteens, sidearms, grenades, ammo pouches. So there's a lot of little pieces that go on these little Americans, right? So it took me 2 days, and I usually work about 10 hours or so a day on my models. So it took me 2 full days to assemble all these models. Now, understand, I put together something like 75 of them. Okay, so that's a lot. But 2 days, right? And then I started painting them. So I had to prime them, and then you got to wait for primer to dry before you can start painting. And then I have been painting them for the last 3 days. And so it's been like 5 days on these 75 models. I anticipate finishing them either tonight or tomorrow. And if I do that, if I finish them tomorrow, that's basing and flocking and all that, it'll have been 7 days of me working 10-hour days to do 75 Americans. And this is all infantry. I still have their vehicles, haven't touched. I got a tank and a half-track still in the box. Box might be over here. No, I don't know where I put that American box. But either way, the point I'm trying to make is it's taken a hell of a lot of time away from everything else. But that's good. That's good. I don't mind it. It's just I'm just sharing that those Americans with all those little parts took forever to assemble. 2 days. And that just reinforced the reason why I've gone to metals for almost all my personal collections. Mainly, like, and for other collections too, if I feel that I can save, okay, I could take 75 of these medieval soldiers, right? I've got a bunch of medieval soldiers in here, 100 Years' War soldiers. They're all metal. They're 99% assembled, right? All I have to do is wash them and trim the flash off. 75 models, I could probably do that in an hour. 1 hour, not 20 hours. I can attach them to their bases, and I can prime them, and they would be done in, I'm just going to say, they'd probably be done in like 3 or 4 hours. Not done, finished, but they would be done, ready to start painting in about 4 hours. And that is almost a full 2 days of work that I would save by doing metals. Plus, metals tend to have a little bit better detail. You know, when you look at not always, there are some plastics out there that have really good detail. But metals tend to have, and depending on which metal brand you go with, you'll tend to have better details. Like I'm looking at these front rank models, and these guys they're super highly detailed, right? And they're just a little bit bigger, which means they're going to look more imposing or impressive on the table. So, does that, part of my thought process, does that 2 days of effort save enough time, those 2 days, does that equate to the cost difference in the models? And if it is equal, which I believe it's actually better, but if it was equal, I would go with the metal just for the less hassle and the better quality. If the cost difference is slightly worse, I would still go with the metal because of the quality, because you're still getting a better model, and the difference in cost at that point would be so small that it's almost not even worth mentioning. Now, are they cheaper than buying plastics? No, I don't think so. I look at these guys and they're like 1.2 pounds, which comes to about $1.50, maybe $1.49, something like that, per model. My cost. And if I had to translate that into plastics, let's say I get 20 of these, right? And what does that equate to? About $30? Okay. And then when I grab this 20 figure Legionary box, and it comes out to about $24. So the difference is $5. So I look at it like this. With that $5 difference, does that equate to a day and a half? Yes, of course it does. I mean, most people make, most people make more than $5 in 1 hour, right? So 15 hours? Hell yes. I'm going to go with metals way before, well, okay, 20 models wouldn't have taken me 2 days. Okay, that's a little exaggeration. It would only take me 1 day. But still, that's at least 5 hours, of difference. And if I wanted to, I could take 75 of these. And like I said, I could do that in like 4 or 5 days. Or 4 or 5 hours. And yeah, so see a lot more metals from me. My Napoleonics, I've pretty much almost exclusively gone to metals because I've been painting for my own personal collection for black powder, and I've been painting like mad, and every time I have to stop to assemble a model and get a plastic arm and a plastic arm and a backpack and a rifle and a head. It's basically equating to the same thing that that those Americans do. Warlord is a lot better on their Napoleonics because all I have to do is glue a head and a backpack and I'm done. So those are good, but there's no variety in their poses. I got like 4 or 5 poses, and that's it, right? And they're all French or British. Well, they got Prussians too, and Spanish, but I get so like my Brunswicks or my Dutch Belgians or my Nassaus, I have to go metal. So by doing that, I've kind of come to the conclusion that my metals are just way faster, and they now I saw an argument from somebody out there. It was in passing, and it just stuck with me. I don't remember who it was or what model he was painting or whatever, but he said he hated painting metal models because they damaged his brushes. And I haven't had any problems. All you got to do is wash the model, clean the flash, prime, and they paint just like the plastics. Maybe, I don't know what his issue was, but I can't believe that somebody would say that. Are there limited poses on the metals? Yes, but there are so many different brands out there that you can find different poses if you wanted. I actually kind of like limiting my poses because they'll fit on the bases better. That's just, and when I go to paint them, it'll be like sword, 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 shield, 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 shield. You know, it makes it easier that way. Okay. Now I have a skeleton. No, I don't have the skeletons, but I have some Warlords of Erewhon orcs. I still haven't sold them. I was going to sell them by the sprue. I haven't done that. Yeah, so there's a few more. Just stay attuned to my eBay store. There's mainly the SPQR stuff is going up there ASAP, and but later today I'm going to do a walkthrough of the revised edition for you, and also just a little bit on a side note. I am going to make some movement trays using box sets or boxes from the box sets, and that should only take me a minute or two. And yeah, and these are all part of my Napoleonic project, except for these 100 Years Wars. These will be painted and put up on the store. I already have a large selection of 100 Years War foot knights. You might as well jump on those. But these are crossbowmen and longbowmen, so that'll be cool. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out and checking out this store update. Hope that was informative. And make sure you get your SPQR revised edition. See you next time.